Bellator MMA returned to the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden, live on DAZN with Bellator 222. And we started the night with a cross-promotion super fight, a rematch, this time for the Bellator Bantamweight title, as champion Darrion Caldwell defended against Rizin champion Kyoji Horiguchi.
Darrion Caldwell started off with a bang, taking Horiguchi down, trapping that arm, and landing big elbows. But as the fight went on, it was the defense of Horiguchi. When he would get taken down, he would use the fence to keep himself safe, and then he would change positions on Caldwell. Caldwell started to get tired, and it was that bit of being tired that started to give little mistakes, that started to get him in trouble. He ended up getting himself out of that trouble, but hard elbows here by Horiguchi. You see him hiding his head. Horiguchi takes a unanimous decision victory.
Horiguchi is now the Rizin Bantamweight champion and the Bellator Bantamweight champion. And he has now won 13 straight. Speaking of winning streaks, Juan Archuleta took a 17-fight winning streak into his featherweight matchup against former two-time Bantamweight champion Eduardo Dantas, making his debut at 145.
And he made it an 18-fight win streak by landing big shots. Look at him hurt, Dantas, right here. It was the angles and footwork, but watch that right hand. Boom! It lands with 1 second left in the second round. Huge knockout for Juan Archuleta.
Archuleta with a sleeping pill right hand. Now 18 straight victories. And then we moved on to more bantamweight action. Ricky Bandejas welcoming the 10-0 Patrick Mix to Bellator MMA. What a memorable debut for the undefeated Mix.
Patrick Patchy Mix, known for his unusual grappling and his ability to get to his opponent's back right away in the first round. Gets that body triangle, sets the choke. That fight is over. What a debut for Patrick Mix.
What a memorable debut indeed at Madison Square Garden. Speaking of submissions, we move on to a catchweight contest. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu specialist Dillon Danis against Max Humphrey.
Dillon Danis coming into this fight, having people love him and having people hate him, but right away takes Humphrey to the ground, sets up a beautiful armbar, hits him with shots, gets that arm straight, down, belly down. What a submission win for Dillon Danis.
Danis 2-0 with 2 submissions. First of our 2 main events, Lyoto Machida against Chael Sonnen at 205.
You talk about 2 guys that have been there, done that against the very best. Both Lyoto and Chael, but that flying knee, Lyoto saw twice, lands that big knee against Chael Sonnen because he sees him dip his head to the left, takes advantage, pounds him out, gets the TKO victory when the referee stops the contest.
Machida 2-0 under the Bellator banner. Chael Sonnen retires from mixed martial arts competition after a 22-year career. And then, in the main event, Rory MacDonald defending the welterweight title against the undefeated Neiman Gracie in the semifinals of the Welterweight World Grand Prix.
Neiman Gracie coming into this knowing he wanted to get this fight to the ground, but it was Rory MacDonald landing takedowns also. Gracie went for submissions, and it was always Rory MacDonald working himself out of those submissions and landing big strikes on the ground. It was an efficient fight. It was an effective fight. Gracie going for that last-minute leg lock, but it wasn't enough. And in the end, Rory MacDonald gets a unanimous decision victory.
MacDonald retains the title, will meet Douglas Lima in the final, the $1 million final for the Welterweight World Grand Prix, with the Bellator Welterweight Championship at stake. For the latest Bellator news and information, go to Bellator.com.